Hello. I'm trying to do like our co-host. As you can tell, she's not here. She left us in charge to talk about Invincible. It's a season 4, episode 5. I'm one of your hosts. I identify as the great grandson Pooba, and I'm joined with the vibrating one, vibrating Vic. I think I go this way. Vibrating Vic, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just chilling, man. After this episode, I am to my with my jaw to the floor though, because wow.
Let me tell you something, man. That ending. Hey, Silhouette
Yo, so it
Animator, what
has
is
been a
up,
minute,
dude?
bro.
It has been a minute. We are glad that you are here. We're sorry we took so long. The plan was to go on 8, but we really ran on color people time. But we are here.
It
And
was
we're
cool.
glad that you are here, Silhouette. Sup, y'all? Finally made it to one. And we're glad that
Facts.
you're here. And tell us and join us in this conversation about episode 5. And what did you think about this episode? And I don't want to jump the gun too much here. I know C does a fantastic job on organizing this episode and stuff like that. But we're just gonna have a hell of a conversation about this episode. And let me tell you something. That ending. So
Facts.
I watched this twice because I do like to watch it twice. A lot of times or when I can, I'll try to make little minor notes, or mental notes really. But I watched it back twice, and that ending. I mean, we'll get there, but that ending, I was like, so just to just to paint a picture here, right? So I'm scrolling through social media or something like that, and they said, "Yo, I did not need to see that ending" or something like that. I saw it on either Twitter or Instagram, and I remember thinking, like, "Well, the show's already bloody. What else could they have done here to make this
Ah,
right?" But let's get there.
shit turned
It's
into a Freddy Krueger movie.
yo, we're gonna talk about that, but yo,
That's an old.
when Conquest was ripping the insides there.
Yo, that was
You,
wild.
I did not like. I actually like gasp. Like
Yes.
I really. So for some people, they might be like, "Oh, that really like struck a nerve." Yes, because organs and lungs and all stuff that's meant to be inside, it looked like
Mhm.
salami, but it wasn't salami coming out here.
Facts.
So I was not
Small,
prepared for that. I was
small
not prepared
intestine.
for that at all. Intestine, right? Because it was all these body parts that had no business being. I was like, I feel like when soon as that leaves your body, you're going to the upper room,
For
and
real.
that.
For real.
Yeah, here packing my bag, but wanted to say Debbie stood on big business. We're going to talk about Debbie. What's
I
going
mean,
on?
you know what? She's not wrong because here's the truth. Like at the
Mhm.
end of oh, here she goes now. At the end of the last episode, after Invincible was playing around in hell, which that was it was boring, but it was interesting.
Oh,
Um
really?
how that happened. Like all of a sudden, Omni Man shows up. Right when his girl's about to tell him that she's pregnant.
What do you think about her holding out and not telling Mark like right
I
away?
mean,
Like,
no,
hey,
because I get it because he's about to go be in a big ass fight, and she doesn't want him to be thinking about that
that's fair.
because that's big
That
news,
that
and he's like, he's ready to go do something when he might die, um, to save the world, and she doesn't want him to be like, she was about to tell him, and then all of a sudden the guy shows up and just creates an enormous amount of drama, and the personal drama was crazy.
we're gonna switch up how we run this episode. So we're just gonna talk about some points into the episode. And I want to touch on the part of what C the superior said. Well, let's read this. What Silhouette said. I thought it was smart that such a virtue might have to hold their breath in space. Smart had the quick opportunity to stop him from catching his breath.
Mm,
That was smart. I didn't even really peep that. I just looked at this man because like I kind of forget that they can breathe out of space, but not really. That's why they kind of teleport their thoughts.
nice.
Um,
That's true. I noticed
so
that.
like I didn't even really peep that. Episode 4 was the lowest rated episode of the series, not just the season. That's crazy. Episode of the
Mm.
series. Oh, of the series.
of the
You know,
series. Well, nobody
episode.
cares about hell.
I mean, I don't remember each episode, so I can't tell you like, oh, I would rank this low. But I thought it was a fun little side episode. Him going to hell. They brought back the brooding character, the I forgot the detective devil. I'm sorry, I don't have his name on top of my head. I
Mhm.
thought it was because like when I saw him, I said he looks familiar, and that's why I love the previews because sometimes you forget all these episodes because so much has happened and he's not a main factor. So I thought that was unique. But
Mhm.
I did think it was funny where the devil and he's like, no, we're not really bad. They lied to you about this kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And he gets his power back, and now he's like mega devil, and. And Mark is like, I'm not bowing down to Satan. And I was like, good job.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun episode. I mean, it was a little different. It wasn't nothing to the main storyline, but sometimes you need that little side quest, if you will. So
Yeah.
I didn't mind the episode. So it's actually disappointing to hear that that was a low ranked.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was. I mean, I felt like filler, honestly. But at the same time, it kind of led to this episode, which, in my opinion, was awesome because
Hmm.
when Omni Man shows back up and
Alan.
he just tries to apologize for everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they call him out on him just making everything about himself. Like they're giving him no dice, they're giving him no leeway, nothing. And like,
No.
it's gonna take time. And mind you, right after they like moved on and everything, and it's just it's tough. And I feel for Debbie because it's just like um she's had to take on a lot of Omni Man shit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine you marry a chick for 20 years, then all of a sudden you get a baby mom's, and baby mom's passes away, so then you gotta dump the kid on your ex-wife. And you know where to be found.
Nowhere
And
to
then
be
all of a
found.
sudden you shut up like, yo, I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? I miss you.
He
What
messed.
kind of shit is that?
He did mess up not going to see Oliver when he had the opportunity when he was on Earth. I mean, the other
I
part when he was,
mean, that's the first person I would have want to see.
yeah,
I haven't seen my son. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? But I'm sitting here
dude.
just
No,
feeling
he
bad
knows what.
about myself.
Hold on, dude. He knows what Oliver looked like. He's the only purple person on the planet. You can't miss Oliver.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. That's another one. That's another one. You can't miss him.
You can't miss him. He's
But
purple.
and mind you, look, and Silhouette is right. He appreciates Devin calling out Logan for dismissing Oliver's bug mom.
Mhm.
He straight up treated her like, no, she was nothing to me. She was
Yeah.
nothing to me. I mean, listen, I mean, I get it. All right. She was a piece of ass. But you got her pregnant. You got her pregnant, and then you got to deal with it. You got to deal
Yo,
with it.
nah, she was a whole bug, not on no piece
Exactly.
of not a piece of tail. She's a
I mean,
bug.
that's what she
She
was to him.
she can't be a piece of tail. You know why? She's a bug.
She's a bug.
She didn't have a tail. So what are you talking about?
Oh,
Yo, but I
snap.
love see, even though not here, I do like her takes here because she's saying he came to the house and didn't even ask about him. That's fair. And Nolan is a
Exactly.
narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so I'm gonna be like the guy who's trying to
Praying
understand
mantis.
a praying man. Yeah, she was a whole praying mantis, right? That's what I'm saying. She didn't have a tail. Praying mantis don't have tail. I think Nolan was trying to apologize, not realizing he was making it about himself, and that's what he's going to learn about that. Because I look at this, right? I feel like he still has the Virtumite in him. I'm not making no excuses. He has the Virtumite in him. He doesn't know how to be human, and he's trying to apologize. Because even when Mark acts like, is it about you apologizing to her or you? And he can't tell the difference of that, and he's going to eventually I see that eventually going to play as a key factor because you do see that he does have good elements, although it's hard for me to say that. And then you bring up, but he killed half of Chicago. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
true. So how can you defend that? But I felt like he was trying to make, because he, even when he was in space, I do believe when he said, "I think I miss my wife," because now the human side, or what he learned on being a human, because I can't even say human side because he's not even part human. He's an alien, right? He's starting to like develop feelings and all these things that virtual might, because I mean I felt like that one episode, I think it was episode 2 of season 4, or maybe it was episode 1, I forget, because I felt like there was a two-parter episode, but I feel like it showed like he learned not to have any kind of compassion, nothing like that, but just that's how he was raised. You know, the way
Mm-hmm.
his mother, especially his mother whooped his ass in one
Mm-hmm.
of those episodes. So I felt like he tried, and I felt bad. Like, you know, he was trying to make amends, not realizing he was doing a horrible job. I mean, even the part with Art, right? And he gets uh bears with him, and they're having a drink, and he's trying to relive the old times, and you can see Art very uncomfortable. And
Uh-huh.
even the part where Bart, no, Art, I'm sorry, Bart is one of the Simpson characters, but
Mm-hmm.
Art goes, yeah, uh,
I
I
closed your
make
account.
I make costume for heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how uncomfortable he is because he's scared that Nolan will just rip him in half. And Debbie, she did stand her ground. Love that for her.
She
I thought
broke
it
her
was good.
hand.
I yeah, that was silly. That was
Word.
silly. That was silly.
Broke her hand. Like just trying to, you know. But at the same time, I'm sure she was happy about it. Because look, I mean, in my opinion, like, look, the moral of the story is you can do your dirt today, but you don't know how you're gonna feel tomorrow. You never know. He didn't
True.
see that coming. He didn't see all that guilt. Nolan has been alive for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
1,000 years. So, but he was an adolescent for the age of a human for maybe about 20 years, right? And he's been alive for 1,000 years. And all of a sudden, in the 20 years that he spent with Debbie are the most important to him. But now he doesn't, and he realizes that when he lost the girl. He lost the girl is gone, she don't want him back, and now he feeling some kind of way. You
Oh,
know?
talking about Debbie.
Yeah, should have appreciated it when you had her.
Go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
You didn't appreciate it when you had her, and now look at you. You know what I
Single
mean?
and dusty.
Yo, he
Single and
deserves what he gets.
dusty.
He deserves what he gets. I keep it a buck. He deserves what he gets because I mean, listen, you know, and all of a sudden
That's
you think
fair.
that you're gonna get like a hug after coming back after making people feel some kind of way. Shoot fly, bro.
I
You
love
know what I
that.
mean?
I love the part where Nolan asks about Paul. He's like, I heard of Paul, but he was never on my radar. Of course not, because he was never a threat to the earth. But
Mm-hmm.
when Art says like, "Oh yeah, no, he's good with the kids and Debbie, and he's good for her," because after everything that you, and I think he was just so scared for Paul because Paul don't stand a damn chance against.
Of course not. Of course
No,
not. He's
I was
simping
kind
it
of I
up.
was
He's a safe place for her, and that's good. That's what it
Paul's a
needs.
good dude.
It is.
He's just a bore. Like he just.
He's Magoo. Yeah, I get that. He's very, but he's safe.
And what she needs.
He's emotionally safe, and he's a good companion. He's good company. He makes her
Mhm.
laugh. Like she enjoys being with him. So like the kids like him. Did you see how Oliver hugged him?
He did give him a big
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you give him a big hug because he appreciates the man. So you know what I mean. And whose fault is that? Omni
Oh, Omni
Man's fault.
Man. I know it
That's
is.
Omni Man's fault. You
It's just,
driven into the arms of another man.
but I don't think it's gonna last. I mean, I don't see this
You
working.
think Debbie's suddenly gonna fall?
Not suddenly. I mean, it's gonna be a slow progression where she's gonna definitely go toward. Because she even says, "I missed you, but you killed the man that I loved," and then kept hitting him while she was breaking her wrist, which is the most. There's this funny picture. It was for the Injustice for the DC, the Injustice comic. And Batman throws a punch to Superman's jaw and breaks his wrist. And I said, good. So I that's what I view this as very much. But no, shout out to Debbie. Shout out to Debbie for standing her ground. And once again, she's gonna go to him. She's gonna say, "Sorry, Paul, you can't fly." And he's gonna say, "Yeah, I can. I could just get in an airplane." And she's gonna be like, "No, that's oh, Paul."
Oh my god. All
She's gonna be
right.
like, "Oh,
I mean, I
Paul."
hope that, man. I hope she stands on business and stays with the man that she's with.
You want her to stay with Paul?
Yes.
I'd rather her be next to a plant. At least
No, I know. I'm listen, man.
a plant is more
Omni
interesting.
Man, Omni Man isn't worth the stress.
Oh no, 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 no. Fair. If you're saying not Army Man, somebody else, I wanted to be with someone else besides Paul. I wanted to cheat on Paul, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I wanted to see. I don't know. Like she gets to a lamp post and be like, "Well, you're more interesting than Paul." Paul's a bore. I'm sorry. Like I've seen people throw baloney at the wall. That's more interesting than. Sorry.
Yo. Damn, yo.
Yeah.
The
No, Paul.
Total Club is here.
I'm not even gonna hold you. When I need to get a good 8, maybe 9 hours of sleep, I just listen to Paul talk, and there you go.
Facts.
Invincible locally Oliver's dad at this point.
I
So
mean, she do got a point because he
you
kind of
do,
raised. She did kind of raise him, like
and
you
you
know.
know, yeah, no, I agree to that. I was gonna say like, because I know you said earlier that Debbie like it was dumped on her, but she took this in, and you know, that's another thing too. Like she
Good
took
to
in
know.
another woman's child. I mean, she didn't have to. She could have said no, but she took it in, and she's very much. I love the scene. It was a little bit after the scene of um, Army Man and Army Man Nolan and Debbie seeing each other for the first time, and I don't even know what the timetable is of because they said 2 months, but I don't know if like you know what I'm saying. I don't know how much time has
No.
passed here.
I mean, no,
Um,
it feels like a couple of years already, because mind you, it was all of last season.
mhm,
Um, so I can't really say the timeline, but it clearly is a long time because one thing that I noticed is that when Adam Eve and Invincible were in the bed, they were talking about like when they first started and the team and how
how much time
uh
has passed?
yeah, how Monster Girl and Robot are stuck in the thing and how much time has passed. So I'm thinking it's a few years already,
Okay,
right? So especially for Oliver to be that big, even though he grows like a weed, but still like
he does go like a week.
yeah, my point is, it's definitely over a year that they've seen each other.
I guess I would go with that. That sounds like a fair amount of time that went by. I think if we said 2 3 years, that would have been ridiculous. But
Hmm.
I could say close to a year. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you was doing that. My bad, guy.
No, no, no.
Okay.
You good? I wanted to touch. You said, by the way, this episode ends where issue 72 of the comic ends, and there are 144 issues. I was going to
Mm.
touch on what Silhouette was saying, but what did you pick up here? I mean, I felt like you highlighted something I didn't get that.
Well, no, I mean, well, at least after that, once they get through all of the drama as far as everything that happened in the past, uh, they start focusing on the future. They start planning for a 2 week trip. Now, mind you, Omni Man has no idea that Oliver is going to come, and that's where
Really?
even more drama ensues, right? Because Oliver, he's like Invincible, and she says that Invincible is low key Oliver's dad because Invincible can see how much he's grown.
Mhm.
Invincible can see that he's not a kid anymore. Invincible, understands that he's a good fighter and understands that he can definitely help in the fight. But now, going back to Omni Man's narcissism, in my opinion, one of the only, I mean, number one, he probably doesn't want Oliver to be there, so he don't got to worry about him in the fight, right? But number two, um, he just doesn't want to deal with the emotions that come with it.
Interesting.
You
That's
know,
interesting.
like it's kind of like a like an old person that doesn't want to make the first phone call. You know what I mean? Why don't you
That's
call here? No, 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 no. Why don't you call this? You know what I mean? But they too proud to call you. Kids.
we got. See, what if Oliver takes over the Invincible name because Mark dies?
He should. He should, if that's the case. I mean, hey, but we'll see what happens, because I got a feeling that they're gonna take Mark to hell and bring him back somehow. That's what I think is gonna happen.
No,
But we'll
absolutely.
see.
I don't think this is the end of Mark, but we got the real Noah too chopped. GW. I like that too chopped. He said the Virtumites can repair such as that, but if he took his heart out, he would have died the same way Conquest revived himself.
Mm.
Well, but this is something interesting though. I look forward to seeing what that conversation is going to look like between Mark and Cecil, because Cecil told him, "No, no tricks. He's gone." And here's
Well, you know
Conquest.
what though, but that was interesting, because what he said right after that was just on some like, yo, this is the first time this planet has been Viltrumite free
For
for the
20
last
years.
20 years. So he's just on some, he's acting the same way that the costume guy is acting. Like he's just breathing like, oof. All right, at least they're on our side. Type
I
shit.
mean, honestly, I think it's for the best. I lived in an area. I remember me and C, we did, God, what was that show called? With the girl from Marvel. It was Kingpin's daughter. I can't think of her name now.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the blind girl.
No, no, no. She was
No,
deaf.
the deaf girl. The deaf
Yeah,
girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm blinking on her name. Echo, Echo, Echo. That's what.
Yes.
Echo. And I remember making the joke. Thank you. I see that she wrote Echo. And I made the joke and said, "Well, imagine living in Ohio and all this destruction is happening. And Ohio is a boring place. So like, if I lived in an area where this city where so much activity is going on and all these superheroes and people going through my car and my house and all this stuff, I would be breathing freely too. Like, oh my god, no more. Like, I'm so glad that these. I'm glad that they're gone. Let's go with that.
I feel
Uh,
you. I
the
feel you. I
past,
mean, you can't. You're not wrong. They could be. They definitely put scare into everybody. So I totally get why Cecil may feel that way. But then he's basically sending them off to go protect Earth. So go ahead. You know what I mean?
I do like this because like we just wanted to touch on some of the some of the stuff on the episode. Like there was no order really here. But I like that you mentioned Tech Jacket. Tech Jacket was fun. She was and I was spoiled by this. Once again, scrolled through social media. So when I saw the costume and the girl, I was like, "Oh, cool!" I wasn't familiar with her. So when I watched the episode and you see her and she's fighting this big electric monster, we'll just call him Angry Pikachu, right?
Mm.
And he's like, and then she saved someone. They were like, "Yeah, dude, thanks, man, you saved me." She said, "Ah, no problem." And he was revealed to be a woman. You're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that was a cool little setup." I like her. It looked like Ironheart inspired costume. I don't know who's
I
supposed to be
love
faithful.
it.
Yeah, she was dope.
I love it. And my favorite part of all of that is that it regenerates itself.
Hmm.
Like if there's damage, you just gotta wait a little bit and then it comes back. Like I've never seen tech like that. Like imagine you drop your phone and it cracks, but then the next day it's normal again.
Mine's is cracked.
But imagine if you just turn it off and then all you turn it on the next day and it's back to normal.
Oh, see, then I would never have to go get my phone fixed, and that'd be
Exactly.
great. And I would
That's
definitely
what
do
I'm
nothing.
saying. Like
But
in the
I,
middle of a battle, your shit is getting fixed.
I
Like
do.
after a hit. Like what? I loved that. And that's just me being a nerd and
No,
troubleshooting
but
all
but that's something to appreciate because I know that you're big on tech. I mean, you used to do a little tech thing here on
the time.
UTR, but I did want to touch on this because Noah points out here that she was actually a 20-year-old man in the comics. So I love little
Oh, nice.
tidbits like that because I know Shrink Ray in the comics was a guy and didn't even last. I don't know how many episodes, but let's put it this way, he's dead. They kept Shrink Ray in here, so I know that they're taking liberties on certain things on the series, which I don't mind too much. I don't know how people feel who actually read the comics about certain things. There's a certain part I'm interested in seeing they do feature because I did a little. I fell into an Invincible hole. That sounds so funny. I fell into a rabbit hole of learning stuff about the comics of Invincible, And there's certain things that I heard, saw from the comics where I was like, ooh, I want to. And people who read the comics will know what I'm talking about when I talk about Bulletproof, and
Mm.
see if they will go. Not even just Bulletproof. There's something with Anessa. I think it's her name, the Virtumite,
Mm.
and I'm wondering if they're gonna go into that storyline. That's I'm just interested. I'm just curious. Matter of fact, if they're gonna
Mm.
go that way. But Silhouette wanted to point out because I think someone was saying like Blue Beetle seemed like more Blue Beetle inspired, but
I,
yes, her
I
father.
haven't seen that movie yet. That's a crazy
Yeah,
shit. I gotta see that. I gotta see what that's about. Now he says that, you know.
I think they're going to have her and Oliver hook up, unlike who he's supposed to hook up. Ooh, now you make me want to kind of like
Hold up now.
see.
Now speaking about hooking up,
Uh-oh.
she had mentioned um Alan's
Alan's
girl.
girlfriend. I said boyfriend. I'm sorry. Alan's girlfriend. I remember she pointed out. She wrote me privately, and she said, "I think you're right." And now I don't even remember what I said, but then that's so sad because I'm clearly under 50, so my memory should be a lot better here. But there's so much going on here, so bear with me. But she pointed out like there's something about her seems so sneaky, and I'm interested with her being in the chat, writing what it is that made you feel that way. But how do you feel about Alan's girlfriend? Do you feel like that she's a double agent and she's just setting them all up?
No, I mean I feel like she's on her job, and Alan. I don't think that her and Alan are really an item. I think they're just a fling. You know,
Oh, okay, there we go.
like
That's what.
she's like I like to. I don't think that Alan looks at her like she's a potential mate. I think he looks at her like she's a good time. You
You
know
know,
what I mean?
I
Like
think the
the kind
opposite.
of girl that you see every 2 weeks, so she doesn't get every close, but you have a good time with her. You know what I mean?
Uh,
That's what I think because you know they right away as soon as they see each other they hook up
mm,
like you know because they haven't seen each other in a long time. They
mm.
pretend to be all lovey dovey and whatever, but I bet he don't know her favorite color. You know what I'm saying?
I was assuming it's blue because she's blue, but then maybe
Who
that's why.
knows?
Who knows? But I actually disagree. I think that he's so into her, but she's not into him. So
Mm.
I'm glad that Silhouette, because I feel like it helped jog my memory here. But it said Titius. I almost said Titius. That was a Titius. But he said Titius mentioned a mole, and I think that's when I went into it. Like, yeah, I think it's her because and I think it was because she had like a guilty look, like almost like, oh, I think he's on to me or something like that. So I do think Alan really cares about her. I think Alan is
Mm.
deeply. Alan is such a good. I love Alan. Alan, they got the perfect person to voice him. To be honest with you, if we're being honest, the perfect voice. I doubt that search. She didn't even do click and mark. I think they skipped the whole SA part. What's that say? I'm sorry.
I don't know what
Forgive.
you mean.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, but maybe Alan is chill. Have you read? No, I have not read the comics at all. Like I have, honestly,
Nah.
I'm going into this completely fresh.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so I have no idea. So when you was mentioning like that little Easter egg, that tidbit that you put up about um jacket, being a male, I didn't know that. So I have no idea
Mm.
about it. Alan's girlfriend not noticing the Virtuemite until Tech Jacket pointed out. That's interesting because she did. She mentioned that. She said, um how did Tech Jacket was able to get that before? So that's an interesting point. But maybe that's also, and maybe I like to just throw out all different avenues here.
Mm.
Um, maybe her tech is so advanced and we don't know that. And that's just my thought. I
Mm.
don't know much about Tech Jacket. She's
Okay.
SA is sexual assault. Oh, sexual assault? What's the
Sexual assault. What sexual assault? What do you mean?
what's just there's a dictionary for that if you want to look what that word is. So
No,
what's
no,
the
that's what I'm saying. But in the show, where was there a sexual assault? Is what I'm trying to say. I don't remember that.
let me see something. I think someone put a comment up. I think it was Noah, and he said, I doubt that she didn't even do click and mark. I didn't talking about the Anessa stuff. I think.
Oh, my
I
bad.
I'm sorry. I was trying to go
Okay.
down. We got this. Uh, they're bringing up stuff from later issues. That's okay. That's what
Oh,
I
I
was
see.
figuring that's
Okay,
what it
that's why
was.
we
But
confused. All right, bet.
well,
All
no,
right.
no,
Hey,
no,
thank
no,
you,
no.
bro. Because no wonder
I'm
we're confused. It's
no,
like, man,
don't believe him. I'm constantly confused. This is not even the reason why I'm confused. So now, don't believe him. I'm constantly
mm.
lost in the sauce.
But anyway, like this episode was interesting, and now we let's talk about that fight.
Oh,
That
this to me.
fight was crazy. Like everybody was bringing out their whole stuff. We almost saw.
Yeah.
We thought people were gonna die several times. I really thought Oliver was gonna die. Like
You
when
did?
they
I
were,
did.
yeah, bro. When his head was squeezing like that, I was like, no, man, please don't kill
You
this
know that
kid.
was a callback though. That was a callback to episode one to what Army Man did to Red Rush. I think his name was.
Ah, I
So
didn't
like
peep.
I thought that was I thought that was actually interesting when he did it, but he did it a lot slower than Army Man did. Army Man must not really like Red Rush, but but I also think they were doing that for the effect to make you think Oliver was going to die. This fight was great. I thought this was cool. I mean, when you see now Allen's out there, big and big, the most muscular alien I've ever seen in my life.
Facts.
What he said, 395. His weight is. I thought this was great.
385, not
Yeah, it was
400.
like 385, 395 or something like that. Because she said she was like 400. And he was like, okay, chill. But I thought this was interesting, and I'm interested in seeing how everything else plays out here. I
Definitely.
thought Tech Jacket, and I mean, I'm glad that you mentioned about her tech, and it was really cool to see like why they recruited her, right? Like her
Uh-huh.
tech is obviously pretty advanced. To be able to now, granted, I think it's advanced, but like advanced. So I thought it took a little too long for it to charge, but hey, either way, the fact that it could recharge is incredible. Rejuvenate is an incredible feature.
I mean,
Um,
the fact that she's an Earthling and she's in space and flying around and fighting, like that to me is a lot. And she's just, relying on this tech jacket, like,
mhm.
I mean that says a lot about at least what she brings to the table, because that battle was intense. You got Viltrumites, and then you got all these guys shooting at you, and it was interesting because Omni Man was stressed as hell.
Mhm.
Like he did not have his kids. He did not like his kids being in that battlefield.
He didn't really like Oliver being there. I think he was cool with because he doesn't know what Oliver can do.
Exactly,
I
but
know he
at the
said,
same time, he's
mhm,
learning now. He's learning now, and now he's regretting all of the lost time.
it's interesting. I think that.
You get what you get, and now the kid is big already, and he don't need training wheels. He knows how to ride a bike. What he needs you for? But it
I
was just
mean,
interesting how every time Omni Man just came in and saved them and saved them and saved them and saved them.
I
He didn't
know,
do
I
that for
know, I know what you were trying to get at with the whole training wheel thing with Oliver. But may I say, he doesn't need training wheels. You know why? He can fly, so he doesn't need any of that stuff. You know why, Vic? He
me.
can fly. Why would he
Okay.
need training wheels? If I
Okay.
was Oliver, I would throw that into the nearest Wendy's.
Mhm.
I just noticed this in front of me.
There's the corn. You always bring it out. You're usually funny, but you come with the corn, man. There's the corn.
I'm usually funny. I'm the funniest guy. I'm the funniest
This
guy ever.
guy,
I
he can fly.
I
Okay.
I I helped Eddie Murphy with Raw,
Yeah, sure.
1987.
You wasn't even born yet. You fly with that. What are you talking about? Betty Murphy was raw. You hilarious. Unless you one of his kids. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh hell no.
Oh
But
man.
I thought this was a really good episode. I think they did all the right things to make you want more for episode six. I mean, Invincible usually never let you down. I feel that way anyway. But I
I'm
thought this was
hyped
I
for
thought
the next episode, bro. Like,
and I
but wait, let's talk about the guts.
do
Let's talk
do
about it
you
because
have the guts? Do
Conquest
you have guts?
Conquest
Do,
pulled out his small intestine, his
mm,
stomach,
mm.
parts of his large intestine, like everything that is underneath the gut. They pulled it out, and this guy is just squeezing his head. what I'm really curious to see is what kind of bullshit they pull off to bring Mark back. I think it involves hell. I do. I think that's one of the reasons why that episode was there. I wouldn't be surprised if the detective shows up and he's like, "Oh, I know what to do in order to revise him. He's a Viltrumite, and I got the special Viltrumite demon powers." You know what I mean? Some bullshit. We'll see. I know what the comic people they know. Where's the comic people in the comment section?
Well, we
I
got.
know y'all know already.
Well,
What
I forget.
happens?
I forget
Yo,
between Silhouette or Noah. One of them wrote something, but they were saying like, like they can heal, and if he lost his heart or something like that, it would have been game over. But long as he's still got his stuff, and Silhouette said, "I won't spoil." I appreciate that, sir. Um, but I mean, I didn't even think that he would die. I mean, I think it's a great hook to make you think that. I know that.
it definitely is. It certainly is because I mean, yo, listen. But the one thing that I also notice is that Omni
Thank you,
Man,
Noah.
like they have something with their hands when they put it like this, where it turns, I guess it turns into a knife.
Mhm.
Because Omni Man blocked Oliver from getting hit with that. But he didn't say he couldn't stop Invincible from getting hit with that. When he got hit with that direct shot, that's the thing that got right into his guts after all those hits and all of that stuff.
Mhm.
So they definitely got some kind of technique or something where they could just right into a Viltrumite. Put that because I don't think we've ever seen Mark get a beating like that or take something like that where like literally his organs is coming out.
If I can, you know, I know you guys have sometimes said like, "Hey, you got to bring your mom on the show." She watches the show,
Mm,
and she literally said to me, "Hey, you know," she told me who she liked. She said she liked Omni Man. Apparently, I said, "Oh, that makes sense." But when she talked about Mark, because when you were saying that, I just wanted to throw out a quote that she said. Why is he always getting his ass kicked?
facts.
He always constantly. This is nothing. This is a Tuesday for Mark. Mark wakes up, he gets his ass clapped, and that's it. Like, but he's never got clapped like this. Like the way he got. I mean, this was gruesome. Very very
Facts.
gruesome. I felt
Facts.
uncomfortable watching this scene. Honestly, like the first time, the second time, because I had more in the background, so I could just because I already knew what the scene was, so I was just listening to it just to for my mental notes and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, no, this looks and just even after and just seeing him, and it makes me wonder a little bit more about Virtumites because like he's very very damaged, but
Mhm,
he still had that hold and I was
mhm.
like good because Conquest got to go. Conquest, I mean, he in wrestling they're called heels. He's a great heel, if you will.
Facts.
And when you see a great heel, you want them to see them fall off the pedestal because you're too arrogant for me.
Mhm.
So like no, seeing him get choked out was great, and I knew he was gonna get choked out, and I think that was the whole thing to make you go like, can he hold on? Can he maintain? Is Army Man and Oliver gonna help out? Um, yeah, no, it was honestly really gruesome. Like I kid you
Yeah.
not, I was very grossed out seeing this. I was on the bus and I think I had to stop a minute because I didn't want to have some kind of panic attack watching this. But it was very, very gruesome. Probably the most gruesome, probably the most gruesome thing to happen in Invincible thus far. Maybe there's
I
something I'm
agree.
missing, but
I agree.
I don't think anything as of right now touches that.
Yeah, and mind you, like Mark has like punched people in the face and blown their head up and like done and Omni Man has done all kinds of shit to people, but like
Mm.
this was wild. This was a lot. And I really hope that it's just for the shock value because right away, like my thought process was like, nah, bro, they're not gonna kill the main
Mm.
character off. Like, how can you do that? Like, there's no way they're gonna kill. I'm really looking for the way that they bring him back, honestly, because he says it gets darker from here. Holy shit.
No,
Yo.
I believe this part. I'm not excuse me,
Yo.
I'm not super familiar with Tedious as but I can tell like he's the leader, he's gonna be a problem, he's gonna be an issue.
Mm,
Oh, Thag. Okay, I'm sorry. It's Tag. That's the leader, right? That's the one with the cape and the well, they all
yeah.
have mustaches. Um yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see. So if he says it gets dark from here, we're gonna and hey, cheap plug, if you follow both channels, Unpopular View Entertainment and one See the Superiors channel. you're gonna know our thoughts about that. So continue to follow that stuff. But I mean, I think we could put a bow on this. Actually, I mean, we went a good 40 minutes. I think we touched on everything. I know. Next week we'll have Cedar Superior back on to give us some order and structure. But we hope that you enjoyed our conversation about
Uh-huh.
Invincible episode 5. But if you're interested in more seeing us talk about some television, guys, there's a lot of content going on here, and the Trio of Destiny is going to be here to talk about it. You like us talking about Invincible? We're here on Wednesdays, maybe Thursday, but we switched it up because usually we do Daredevil. Daredevil is out. I saw that they put 2 episodes out, Vic. So I have some
It's two of
homework
them.
to do.
Oh, all right. I got to start watching as soon as we finish. But
I know 2 episodes to watch, and then the boys come in when we're gonna have some kind of meeting to talk about how we're gonna fit this all in. But if you're liking the content that we're doing, hit that like, subscribe, and notification. Not only on Unpopular View Entertainment, but also Cedar Superior. We say shout out to Cedar Superior. We wish he was here. We'll see you next week. So thank you for letting us be on your channel. She trusted us.
nice.
Yay. And with that all said, we're gonna end the stream. Vic, I don't know. Do you want to say goodbye or something? Wave to the. Oh, he wants to vibrate for you. He's vibrating. He can't be stopped vibrating. He can't stop vibrating.
I can't
Now he's
stop.
now he's adding the sound effect. It's great. Yeah, but yeah, follow us. Daredevil tomorrow. We're going to review both episodes. Invincible next week, and somehow, boy, we might have to actually replace an episode at some a show just so we can make room for that show. We'll figure it out. But thank
We'll
you
figure
for watching. We'll see you for the next. We'll see you tomorrow for Daredevil. So
Yep.
everyone, be safe, be well. Hit that like again, and thank
Peace.
you.